Nice to see you all. I'm Henry Segrishi, Director of Music. And once you all have had a chance to take your seats, I'm going to invite you to pick up that teal hymnal and turn to page or number 1003. And I'm going to guide you through this four-part canon so that we know what we're singing. So if you will repeat after me, where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Sing. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Your turn. Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? All right, very nice. Now you know the tune, and you're singing it very well. Here's the way it works. We're going to sing each line twice, and then you drop to the next line, sing it twice, drop to the next line, sing it twice, drop to the last line, sing it twice. We're going to do that as an entire congregation. Then we're going to divide you into four parts. So let's say, this will be group 3. When they get to the end of the first line, you'll start. And this will be group 4. When they get to the end of the first line, you'll start. So we'll have a four-part canon that will be gloriously musical. And the best part of all is that our celebrant up here is going to be on the drum. So, let's begin. Here we go. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we?
Woo-wee! Bienvenidos. Welcome, welcome. I know it's raining outside, but the sun is shining in here after that amazing gathering hymn. I'm the Reverend Katie Romano Griffin, your assistant minister, and I am so happy to serve this religious community. I welcome you to Cedar Lane. We are a liberal religious community where love works. Where we gather together to explore the eternal, to nurture community, and build a more just world. Together we dare to embody beloved community where all are welcome.
Please know that whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are from, whatever your beliefs, life circumstance, or immigration status, you are welcome here.
I want to extend a special welcome to those who are joining us online, whether in the moment or catching up with us later. I want to let you know that we are streamed across the globe. We have members who travel for business, to visit family, and they stream us live, sometimes catch up with us later. We are streamed into hotel rooms, hospice bedsides, and hospitals. So if you'd be so kind as to greet those who can't be with us today and give a wave. Welcome. If you're new to Cedar Lane, we have a small gift for you. I invite you, if you are comfortable, to please raise your hand and keep it raised for a moment so that our ushers and greeters can find you. And Cedar Laners, let's give our guests a warm Cedar Lane welcome.
All are invited to stay after the service to enjoy coffee and conversation. If visitors choose to use a yellow mug, our members and friends will be sure to greet you.
I'd like to draw your attention to the announcements page in your order of celebration. This is a vital and engaged religious community, and this is merely a small sampling of the amazing events that we have happening at Cedar Lane. I invite you to check out our website for still more ways to be engaged with this vital community. And if you're struggling to figure out where your place is in Cedar Lane, if you're new to Cedar Lane, or if you've been a member for a long time, I invite you to come to the new member orientation retreat, which is going to be this coming Saturday from 9 to noon. It's a great way to find out what's happening at Cedar Lane, to learn more about our history and our theology, as well as places where you might connect. And then, of course, next Sunday, we're going to welcome our new members.
In this caring community, the pastoral visitors are an extension of the ministry team. Ann Meyer is today's on-call pastoral visitor. Ann will be available after the service at the Joys and Sorrows Candles table. Please reach out to Ann if you would like support after the service.
Let us experience a taste of this joyous and loving community that is Cedar Lane by greeting each other. Please greet your neighbors.
Sure, okay.
Just please open your hymn.
Good morning. As we enter this sacred, silent space, let us renew both our commitment and our covenant. There are those among us who have endured loss in the past week. May their hope be uplifted again in this community.
There are those among us who have struggled with hardship in the past week. May they find renewed strength in this community of faith.
There are those among us who have wrestled with questions that seem to have no answer. May they find sanctuary during their search in this community of faith.
There are those among us who have cherished an unexpected joy in the past week. May their rejoicing be celebrated in this community of faith.
As we commit to continue our free and responsible search for truth, may we covenant to honor the many paths that led us to this faith community. So may it be.
As Gretchen Norabar and Chris Anglem kindle the chalice, please rise in body and/or in spirit to share in unison the words printed in your order of celebration. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and welcoming of multiple truths. Thank you. Please turn in your green books to hymn number 1020, Woyaya.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 woyaya. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 woyaya. Woyaya ya ya ya, woyaya ya ya, woyaya ya ya ya, woyaya ya ya ya.
As Intern Committee Chair Tim Person joins us, I invite you to pull out of your orders of celebration the special insert that relates to our intern minister commissioning. One of the special things you might not know about being in a Unitarian Universalist congregation is that nobody's the boss of you. That's right. The denomination cannot tell you who your ministry team is. Oh no. In fact, we go through a search process so that your professional ministers are selected and you are also chosen. We choose each other and then we covenant together in our service. And when we agree to be a teaching congregation, we also make promises between the intern minister and the teaching congregation. And that is what we do today, is we begin our promise making with Christin Green, this year's intern minister.
Thank you, Katie, and good morning, everyone. We welcome our intern minister, Christin Green, through a ritual of commissioning. Christin, you have sought a congregation to companion you on this path towards ministerial fellowship, to nurture your gifts and to receive your religious service and leadership. Cedar Lane has agreed to be this teaching congregation.
As a member of Cedar Lane's ministerial team, you enter into a covenant of mutual support, collaboration, and service. As the ministerial team leader, I welcome you as a colleague among us. Join in the gifts and challenges of ministerial service at Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church. Christin, as a mentoring colleague, I commit to grant you the freedom to allow your call to ministry to unfold according to its own path and with guidance so you don't carry the challenges of this ministry alone. Christin, I invite you to join us in congregational life as our intern minister, as both a student of ministry and a ministerial presence, and you have a powerful ministerial presence. Do you accept this invitation to receive and offer ministry with us?
Mindful of its privileges and its responsibilities, I take up the ministry to which you commission me. I do pledge myself, so far as it lies in me, to speak the truth in love, both publicly and privately, to fulfill the offices of the ministry to the best of my abilities. It is with understanding and faith that I pledge myself to continue our mutual search, to nurture and kindle curiosity, to encourage growth and sensitivity, to foster a sense of wonder about the universe, and to act courageously in our quest for truth, peace, and justice.
Congregation, will you please rise in body or spirit as we joyfully recite these words?
Let us now join in reciting the commissioning words of welcome printed in your order of celebration. Christin Green,
we celebrate that you have chosen to learn from and to serve Cedar Lane, and we honor your call to ministry that has brought us together. As a congregation and as individuals, we covenant to take seriously our responsibilities as a teaching congregation, nurturing your gifts of religious leadership and inviting you into the joys, sorrows, and challenges of our lives and our shared life together. We welcome you as our intern minister. Let us joyfully welcome Christin.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. I'm gonna keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. I'm gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. I'm gonna keep on holding freedom. Keep on holding freedom. Keep on holding freedom.
may we never turn back from each other. Come, wanderer, come, worshiper, come with your joys and your sorrows, come with your broken heart, your wholeness and your loneliness. We gather as a single community in sacred space to meet the wonders and challenges that life offers us all. Let us enter this time to gather strength and inspiration as we bear witness to the joys and sorrows in our community. As I hold up my arms, I invite you to say, we hold you in our hearts. If you are living through the small and extraordinary milestones of life, we hold you in our hearts. If parenting is your spiritual practice, we hold you in our hearts. If you live with or care for someone with grief or chronic pain, we hold you in our hearts. If you are struggling with illnesses seen and unseen, with mental illness or addiction, we hold you in our hearts. If you have suffered abuse or injustice, if you are feeling triggered by what you're seeing on Facebook and in the news, if you are a survivor, I see you. Your pastoral care team and your community is here for you, and we hold you in our hearts. If you have survived an act of violence, or if a loved one has survived an act of violence, we hold you in our hearts. If your heart has been breaking as we take in the news of our beloveds in the Philippines and Japan, in the Carolinas, and all of those who are suffering as a result of climate change, we hold you in our hearts as we also hold those communities in our hearts. Let us also remember that we are holding joys in this community, the joys of births and new life. There are new grandparents among us, new parents in the community. There are children and grandchildren and neighbors' children and nieces and nephews and other tiny ones having aha moments in their first few weeks of school. And we also bring these joys to our time together. Let us take this all into silence and hold it as a community, because none of us celebrates alone and none of us need hold their sorrows alone. Let us enter the silence together. And if you are celebrating the loss of a loved one, the anniversary of a loss, please rise in body or spirit. Let us enter the silence. In your moments of great sorrow, may you feel the 1,000 hearts that make up this community beating with yours. When you are celebrating a great joy, may you hear the tattoo of those hearts celebrating with you. May it be so. I invite you to remain seated as we sing together hymn number 1002, Comfort Me.
Someone once told me that Einstein thought time is a variable. That is to say that time is not a constant. Are you following this? I think Einstein was right. When I was a child, a year was a year. Now a year's a week. When I was a child, a week was a whole bunch of days of limitless possibilities, so numerous that I planned ahead only as far as the afternoon. Now, a week is a few meetings interspersed with frenetic activity that I have apparently convinced myself is important. Never mind enjoying the moment, never mind stopping to smell the roses. Yesterday, a lifetime was forever, immeasurable like a light year. But today, swirling in a mix of tomorrows and yesterdays, a light year is comprehensible, measurable, and finite. But let's not talk cosmic stuff. Let's not throw in big words to impress. If Einstein was right, and I think he was, then where is the throttle? How do I slow this thing down?
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine, 'cause I ain't seen it in so long. Everything's gonna work out fine. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light, see the light. Brand new day.
Thank you, choir. Thank you to our soloists, Jenny and Rachel. Wow. I want to start this next section by showing you a short video clip. So everybody cross their fingers. Good.
In 15 meters, turn left. Recalculating. Go straight to a steady job. Recalculating. Stay single until you're 34. Recalculating. Follow the company rules. Recalculating. Start a diet. Recalculating. 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 Recalculating.
How many of you find episodes of that video relatable? Yeah, me too. The first time I saw it on TV, I remember hearing that repeated, recalculating, and laughing as it sped up near the end. I'm really just surprised that my GPS hasn't started singing, "Heaven knows where we are going." And when my passengers get anxious, I try to reassure them that I'm not lost, I just haven't gotten there yet. Some people enjoy the scenic route. And if I really want to have some fun, I just turn on a turning signal and say, "Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery." Something led you here this morning. It might have been your GPS. It might have been a friend giving you that extra nudge. It might be habit or routine, but whatever it was that got you here, welcome. This video captures a handful of critical moments in people's lives when they're faced with decisions. And sometimes they change direction, and sometimes they change perspective. Like in the reading that Jared shared with us earlier, our perspective on time impacts how we live. It impacts the possibilities we believe that we have. It impacts how we view our regrets. We talk about time in lines as though it does move just in one direction, but I really resonate more with a spiral image, circling around one's life. Aspects of discovery and obscurity, and then discovery again. I tend to revisit old lessons and learn from them in new ways. Thomas Merton wrote, "Living is the constant adjustment of thought to life, life to thought, in such a way that we're always growing, always experiencing new things in the old and old things in the new. Life is always new," he said. And we are met with challenges and changes nearly every turn of our lives. Constant calls to recalculate our thoughts about life and make them match to our lived experience, and then make them match to the lived experience that we learn others are having outside of our own. I was considering some of the events and shifts in recent years that have signaled recalculating. Electing a new president, recalculating. Participating in a protest march, recalculating. Witnessing footage of a black man being shot and killed, recalculating. Listening to someone's story at the bus stop, recalculating. Saying something that offends or hurts someone, recalculating. Helping a local community clean up hateful graffiti, recalculating. This human experience is a bumpy ride. Richard Rohr writes that life is not and never has been a straight line forward. Life is characterized much more by exception and disorder than by total perfect order. It's a hard lesson that we grow spiritually much more by doing it wrong than we do by doing it right. As a faith community, we've been alerted that we're off track with racial justice and systems of white supremacy, and yet we endeavor to uphold these principles that brought us to this faith tradition to begin with. So we recalculate. We get to decide, are we committed to this journey of right relations with one another? Will we recalculate until we get it right? And what is that act of recalculation going to do to us? In the meantime, this is not a good time for road rage. In June 2018, right before I arrived as your intern, your very own Board of Trustees unanimously approved bringing of the Beloved Conversations program to Cedar Lane. If you haven't heard of this yet, it's a curriculum developed by Mark Hicks from the Meadville Lombard Theological School in Chicago. It's a UU seminary. And he developed this curriculum to help us learn about how race and ethnicity shape our spiritual and social lives. It happens in small group settings with intimate conversations that really break things open. I watched this program in action at my home congregation in Rockville, and I'm excited that it's coming to you. Over 140 UU congregations, Jewish congregations, and Quaker congregations have adopted this and are putting it into practice to learn more about themselves, learn more about the world that we're living in. Beloved Conversations is not just a special event or a brand new path that has recently revealed itself on our moral map. It's an example of engagement with lifelong learning in order to maintain right relations with one another. And that's what I mean by recalculating. This is our lifelong journey. Our engagement with one another in beloved community. While it may be uncomfortable, it may bring up anxieties, it is these places where we are able to turn together. Recalculate. The sessions and lectures and conversations at General Assembly in New Orleans in 2017, that's the big conference where UUs from all over the country come together and go to sessions and focus on how to make the denomination better. In 2017, they were really recalculating as a faith community. I saw that. I attended a lecture where the Reverend Dr. Gabriella Latini spoke on the topic of moral injury as injury to all. She began her research studying moral injury of war, that is, veterans, soldiers coming back and coping with the traumas of the things that they'd participated in, the things that they'd witnessed, that were in direct conflict with their values, with their morals, and there's PTSD associated with that coming back. So she argues that this trauma, this moral injury related to war is actually has remarkable parallels with the moral injury that is inflicted on all of us who live within these systems of injustice and inequality. She talks about before there are definitions, the isms, the racism, the sexism, before those, there are lives, there are people, there are stories that people tell in order to make sense of their lives. It's the stories that help us grow. It's the encounters that expand our worldview. And it's connection that truly invites us to recalculate. We don't recalculate and commit to Beloved Conversations programs as a congregation because of racism. We do it because of the people. Our faith calls us to listen to those alerts. It calls us to notice the imbalance of power, to notice when dignity is being stripped, to notice when voices are being silenced and dominant narratives are replacing those voices. Our faith calls us to recalculate. We have 7 principles on our books, and there is an 8th principle that has been proposed. That is an act of recalculation. This 8th principle considers that we are also called to journey towards spiritual wholeness by working to dismantle racism and other oppressions. We recalculate for wholeness. We recalculate to find the better way together. We, the people of this congregation, we, the gentle, angry people, the people that are singing for our lives. There's a song in our hymnal that says that. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. It's a social justice anthem, and it's in our hymnal because Holly Near wrote that in response to the Harvey Milk assassination in 1978. Our hymnal, our multiple hymnals, are active evidence of our recalculation, that we've written and rewritten these hymns to bring them to the very best living tradition that we can sing. Recalculation is about healing. It's about engagement. It's about learning from our own mistakes, learning from the experience of our elders, learning from the recalculation that got us to this very moment. Friends, here is the good news. I believe that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it recalculates toward justice. I genuinely believe that, like Martin Luther King and Theodore Parker, that our moral GPS bends toward justice. I'm called by my faith to believe that into being. To believe in that bend toward justice so much that we listen intently for it. To believe in that bend so much that we learn how justice looks like love in public. To believe in that bend so much that we witness each other, that we witness injustice, we look, we see, we recalculate, we engage. Rethinking, revisiting, reforming, resisting, revolutionizing, recalculating. I believe we can do this, and I believe we can do it together. May it be so. Now I want you to just close your eyes for a minute as we move forward in the service, because I'm going to need you to use your imagination a little bit. Jasmine is about to play a song that's about the rain going away. And I want you to imagine that. I want you to imagine that as you put yourself in a place of gratitude and generosity for the offering, for the work of this church, for the ways that you can add your energy into our own recalculation as a community together. I invite you to give what you can and listen.
for the gifts which we are and the gifts which we bring and share to make this a beloved community, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to keep sharing as long as ever we can. Please rise in body and/or in spirit to sing hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us, in your gray hymnal.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from grief to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can say from deep within you, you can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from grief to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Friends, my blessing to you this morning as we leave this place and begin our service to the world is that you get lost in all the ways that you need to in order to find the best way. Blessed be, may it be so. Let's sing.
1017. Here we go. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are